How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today we are talking kettle candy ribs. We are going to be using the Sucklebusters new meat candy, and right now they have a heck of a deal going on. You buy a bottle of meat candy, you get a bottle of the honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce absolutely free. While you're there, pick up a bottle of my Kickin BBQ honey Chipotle and save 10% on your order using code ASHKICKIN. So it's a really good deal. This is a really great product. It's been out for a little bit. I think I've used it in a few videos. Really nice flavor on it, and I know these ribs are going to be fantastic. Today we're going to be cooking on the SnS Kettle, so let's get in and get these ribs prepped up right now. All right, so here is our rack of spare ribs. I've trimmed them up, I've removed the membrane, cut off the flap. Everything is ready to go. If you're curious how I did it, I have plenty of other rib videos where I show you the trim process. But today we're gonna start off with a really basic base layer, and that is just some kosher salt. And the reason why we're adding the salt is because neither of these rubs we have are super salt heavy. So we're not gonna be overdoing it with the salt. So we're just gonna get a nice, light, even coat all over the bottom of the ribs. And then of course, I like a little extra black pepper on my barbecue. I just think it's a really good flavor, and I happen to love black pepper. So we're gonna come in with a light layer of coarse ground pepper. And like I said, I'll have links to everything I'm using down below today, including the salt, including the pepper, including the rubs. So we're just gonna get a nice even application there. Next, we're gonna come in with my Kickin BBQ honey Chipotle. This is just a nice slight sweet heat, and it's just gonna add a really nice flavor. These are gonna be sweet ribs, but we wanna have a little bit of heat to help balance this out. So we got that down. Next, we're coming in with the Sucklebusters meat candy. This is gonna be our primary rub. We're gonna give it a little bit heavier coating on this. And there we go. We'll get this all pressed and patted in. All right, we'll get these flipped over, and we're gonna repeat the process on the top side. Starting with some kosher salt, some black pepper, my Kickin BBQ honey Chipotle, just a nice layer. Light layer. We're not going to bury these. That's looking good. We'll get our edges and our back edges here. And our primary rub, the meat candy. And I'm telling you, this stuff is absolutely fantastic. It's great on all things pork, fish, whatever you want to try it on. Now we're going to let the rubs sweat in while we go and get the SnS Kettle fired up, and I will show you how to do that right now. All right, so this is our setup here. You can see we have the slow and sear insert right here. We have the dripping griddle insert over here. Right here, I have 10 Kingsford original briquettes. All I'm going to do is take a Weber wax cube, drop this down in there, get it lit, like so. Now I'm going to get the rest of these put in here, and we're going to get this coal bed established for our cook. So we're going to wait for these to ash over and turn white, and then I'll bring you back and show you the next step in the process. So we'll see you in probably about 10 minutes. All right, so it has been about 10 minutes. You can see those coals are ashed over. Now what we're going to do is just get some, this was boiling water in the water tray over here, and that is just going to add a lot of steam and help regulate temps and everything else. So leave about 1 inch of space there. That looks pretty good to me. So now that we have that ready to go, I'm going to take this chimney that I have of briquettes and just dump it next to our lit charcoals. About like that. We'll just get these evened out here a little bit. All right, and then for our wood smoke today, I have 2 chunks of cherry. I'm gonna wait to put these on until our grill is close to being up to temp. Now we're gonna get everything adjusted here and start bringing our temperature up slowly. We're gonna be shooting for, I'm gonna say 225 to 275, somewhere in there. I'm not gonna be real picky. We're gonna cook to color. We're gonna cook to tenderness. We're gonna hit it with a good sauce. They're gonna be delicious. Don't get held up on temperatures on these kettles. At this point, I am going to open up the bottom vent all of the way, which it is, I know it is. And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave this open so we can add our wood chunks. And then I'm gonna get the lid on here, And I'm gonna open up this daisy wheel to about half. And I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna watch the temperature gauge over here. Once we start getting into that 180, 200-ish, we'll start buttoning things down, get it dialed in. So yeah, I'll bring you back when this thing's about 180, 200. We'll get these on. All right, guys, so it's been just a few minutes. We're sitting at about 180-ish degrees on here. And right now I'm gonna get the ribs on. I don't mind getting them on a little early while it's getting up to temp. I don't want to have to sit and open it once it's close to the temp that I want. So I'm gonna get them on now. I'm gonna take my cherrywood chunks. I'm gonna place one directly on where the coals are lit right now. I'm gonna put one just back a little bit. At this point, I'm gonna take the ribs here. You can see we have a beautiful color on these already. And I'm gonna put them over on this side over here and just squish them so we get a nice meaty rib. How you put them on is how they're gonna cook. So we'll just squish those together. I want the bones towards the heat. That'll help get us some nice pullback. And yeah, at this point, we're gonna get the lid on, get our temperatures dialed. Like I said, 225 to 275, somewhere in there. We're not gonna be picky about this today. This is backyard cooking. It's supposed to be fun. Grab a cold beer, hang out with your friends, and just have a good time. So I'm gonna get this lid button down. I'll bring you back in probably about a half hour, show you where we decided that we were settling in our temperatures. Like I said, wherever it settles in is where we're cooking today, as long as it's 225 or more. So see you in just a little while. All right, so it has been about 20-ish minutes or so. You can see we're pretty much dialed in at 225 here. I got the damper on the bottom about a quarter open, and this is about half to a third open. And I'm just gonna let this kind of settle in. It looks like it still might be just adjusting a little bit here, but between that 225, 275 is what we're shooting for. So I'm gonna let these go for probably about an hour, and then we'll bring you back. So we will see you in 1 hour. All right, so it has been 1 hour. Let's take a look at these ribs. Oh, you can see they are looking amazing. We have some great color on here right now. And like I said, we're sitting at about 240 degrees on this cook. I don't want to have this lid off long, but man, these are looking real good. I'm gonna let them go another hour. We'll come back and check in and see how they're looking. Just keep rocking at that 225 to 275 range. These are gonna be phenomenal. We'll see you in 1 hour. All right, so we are 2 hours into this cook and the temperatures are out of control. 229 degrees, we're locked in. Everything is looking flawless as far as temperatures go. Now we are just going to check and see how our ribs are looking. Oh, look at those ribs. Look at them. They look amazing. We have some wonderful color here. Rub still needs a little bit more time to set up. Definitely not tender yet. I want to take a look at the bottoms of these. And it looks like we could use a little bit of color here. So I'm gonna flip them and I'm gonna let them go for an hour with the bone side up, but everything is looking fantastic so far. I'm gonna get the lid back on so our temperatures don't get too out of control. Let these go 1 more hour. I'll bring you back. It'll be time to wrap. I can't wait. We'll see you in 1 hour. All right, so it has been 3 hours. You can see we are rocking at 234 degrees right now. So we've been holding in where we wanna be. I'm gonna get this opened up and check that out. These ribs are looking amazing. Get you zoomed in here on those. Looking fantastic, smelling wonderful. And I know some of you are some curious Georges. So these are sitting at about 157, 160 right now. But more importantly, the bark has set. They're looking good. Beautiful color on there. Nice mahogany color. The rub is not coming off. We're gonna get these off, get them inside, get them wrapped up. Probably gonna be another 2 hours until they're done, but that is okay. This has been a wonderful cook. So I'm gonna get these off and I will meet you in the house. But just one more time, check out those beautiful kettle ribs. I'll meet you in the house. We'll get these wrapped up. All right, so it is now time to wrap our ribs and check these out. Beautiful color on there so far. They look amazing. They smell wonderful from that charcoal and that cherry smoke. See, we have good color on both sides. So yeah, these are looking good. So down here I have a half a stick of butter. Next I'm coming in with some vinegar sauce. You can use whatever sauce you'd like. And if you want to make it a vinegar sauce, add a little bit of vinegar to a regular sauce. This is just what I'm using today, and I really like it on ribs. So that is what we're going with. A little vinegar sauce, gonna help with the color, gonna help with a little tang with the pork. It's gonna be great. We're gonna come in with a little bit more of the meat candy. Just like that in the wrap. Then we are going to take our beautiful kettle ribs. Again, look at these things, gosh. And we are gonna go meat side down on top of that butter and everything. That's gonna melt down. All this meat's gonna soak in that goodness. It's gonna be amazing. Take a little bit more of our rub just on the back side here. Not going crazy. A little bit of our sauce just on the back side. We're not going with any butter on the back here. And that is it. So I'm gonna get these wrapped up. And there we go, there are wrapped ribs. Like I said, I tempt them out because I know people are gonna be curious. They're at like 160 degrees. Generally, these are gonna be at 203, 207 plus. This is a thick rack of ribs. I know it's gonna take longer than an hour, but I'm still gonna go out and check for tenderness in an hour, just in case the temperature on the cooker spikes up a little bit, whatever. I'm gonna check this after an hour, and then probably every half hour after that. I'm gonna get these on. I'm not gonna bring you out for that. I'll bring you back in 1 more hour, be 4 hours total into this cook. We'll check for tenderness, see where they're at. By that time, we'll be able to gauge kind of how long it's gonna take. So far, so good on this cook. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We'll see you in 1 hour, but that's gonna look like this. All right, so it has been another hour. We are 4 hours into the cook. We'll check for tenderness here. Starting to get some nice bone pullback. Now the temperature did bump up to about 262 degrees, 265. 186 here, 179 there, got 180 dead center. So these are not done yet. I know they're not done. They're very, very close. I'd say another half hour or so. We will check them. Like I said, I'm gonna check them every half hour until they're done. So I'm gonna come back and check them in 30 minutes. If they're done, I'll bring you back. If not, I will let you know how long it has been until they are done. So this is 4 hours into the cook. I'm gonna get these wrapped back up, get this closed down so we don't have too much of a temp spike here. All right, we're all set there. We'll see you in 30 minutes or whenever these are done. All right, so it has been 4 hours and 45 minutes total, 45 minutes since our last check-in. I didn't come out after 30 minutes because I knew they weren't gonna be done. And yeah, you can see here we have some blowout on the bones. That's a really nice indicator that these are gonna be done. I'm just gonna come in and feel around here. And yeah, we're sitting at 204 tender, probing like absolute butter. Now, another thing you can do is just come in, roll these over. Got a bone here. You throw this at someone at a contest, call it rib boning them. Now check this out. These feel incredibly tender. I know they're done. So at this point, I'm just gonna make a little foil boat here, like so. And we are gonna close this down for just a couple minutes to get the color back on these ribs, let them dry out. We'll hit them with this glaze. I'll bring you back at that time. So give me just a couple minutes here. All right, so it's been just a few minutes. You can see that the ribs have dried out. Got some real nice color on here. Looking real good. Now we're gonna come in with our Sucklebusters honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce. And if you'll remember, in the beginning of the video, I said, if you bought some meat candy, you'd get a bottle of this for absolutely free. And I'm telling you right now, this is like lacquer for ribs. It just gives such a beautiful color and shine. And we're just gonna paint these up. Check that out. Look at the shine, look at the color. Looks absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna close the lid on this and let this sauce set for just a couple minutes, and we'll get these off, let them rest and do a taste test. But man, those are looking amazing. See you in a few minutes. And there we are, a couple minutes later. Beautiful shine, nice lacquer finish on those ribs. And man, those look good enough to eat. Unfortunately, we gotta let them rest for a little bit, let them cool down, and then we'll jump in and do the taste test. But yeah, these are some beautiful backyard ribs, I'm telling you. So I'm gonna get these off, let them rest a few minutes. We'll jump in, we'll do the taste test, and I'll see you in the house. All right, guys, and check these out. Check out these Kettle candy ribs. I mean, man, look at the shine on there. These look amazing. Just check that out. So beautiful. Great color. They smell wonderful. Nice glaze. So at this point, all that's left to do is get these sliced up. First and foremost, check that out. Nice bend. They're not breaking, but they are starting to split right here. This is exactly what you want. Nice tender rib. A couple of the end pieces here, we lost the bone, but that's all right. We just got a boneless rib right there. Anyways, let's get these sliced up. Take this one right out of the middle here. Check that out. So juicy. That is a meaty looking rib. Looks fantastic. Nice smoke ring on there from that cherrywood. Just dripping with moisture. 4 hours, 45 minutes. Just a beautiful looking rib right here. Just gorgeous. Love everything about this. I can't wait to try it. Let's jump out. Let's do the taste test. All right, so it is the moment of truth. I'm gonna grab this rib, still just dripping with moisture. I can't wait to try it. Let's do this. First of all, check out that bite. Perfect bite on these ribs. There's still some texture left to the rib. It is not mush. It does not fall off the bone, but it is the slightest tug is getting it off, man. These are phenomenal. Wonderful rib, great smoke flavor on there from the cherrywood smoke. Amazing flavor from my Kickin BBQ honey chipotle and the Sucklebusters meat candy. Followed up with the honey barbecue glaze. I'm telling you, these will make you a backyard hero. These are so good, so simple. 4 hours, 45 minutes on the kettle. I mean, just amazing. Like I said, right now Sucklebusters is having a deal on the meat candy. Buy a bottle of meat candy, get a bottle of the honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce, absolutely free. Oh, I'm telling you right now, folks, you got to give this one a try. So easy, so simple, so delicious. I'll have the complete recipe with instructions down below as always, and a link to everything we used here today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.